Today's movement assessment is with a lady who has a lavoscoliosis. Lavoscoliosis means the spine goes out to the left. When she had it measured back in 2022, it was around 21 degrees. But she feels as though it has progressed and it's affected her posture. You can see that she's going to have a shift in her posture, which could be causing pain in her right knee and both hips, or it could be coming from somewhere else. That's what we're going to find out. Now, if you would like a movement assessment like this, my email is in the description below. Just send me an email and request. Obviously, spaces are limited. But if you want to talk to us and we can do a Zoom online scoliosis assessment, then just click the other link, book a call, and I'll be happy to figure out whether or not you will be a good fit to work with us.
Okay, let's get into it. We're going to look at Karen, how she moves and how she stands, going forwards and backwards, looking at her hinge, her squats, how she walks, and then eventually how she runs. Okay, let's take it right back to the beginning. We want to see why she has this left hip pain, right knee pain, and how that scoliosis is affecting her. So she's got a thing called a lavoscoliosis, which means that the lower back is going to be a little bit off to the left like this. Oh, I'll try it again. Off to the left like this. So she's got a curve in her back here and it's going to come up like that. So that lavoscoliosis, we can see as she's standing here, it's pushing her weight to the left side. All right, so if we take a line down from her nose, we see that her weight is shifted all the way over to her left foot. So this is going to cause an unloading on this right side, but maybe as she moves through some of the movements, it's going to irritate that right knee. We'll see. So ideally what we want is a line from her ankle here going through her knee, her hip, and up into her collarbone, and the same thing from here. Then what we want is a straight line going from her shoulders going across like this, her hips, her knees. All right, that's what we're looking for. So let's just put those markers in here. So we've got the ankles, we've got the knees. That left knee looks a little bit lower. I don't know if you can see that. The actual kneecap is going to be a bit lower here. We're looking for an alignment in the actual hip joint, which is a little bit closer to the midline than people think, and then the mid-clavicle. All right, that's where we want, those are the marks we're going to take. Now, what she has is this. We're going to go down from this one. Like that. So she's like this. Like this. Her shoulders off like that. Her hips are off. A little bit like that. The shorts here, I think that's throwing me a little bit, but the shorts are slightly off. And the knees a little bit off. But the ankles actually, and the feet, pretty good. Okay, so we can see how her alignment, her structural alignment, her skeleton is not in the ideal alignment, and that's probably most likely to do with that lavoscoliosis. All right, let's have a look at it from the side. And the first thing that sticks out here is she's got what we call a slight banana back. So we're going to take a line again from her ankle all the way up. And she looks pretty good, meaning that she has some of her body behind her hip, behind that line, okay? So some of it is pushed back like this, but not all of it. So if we are going to take those markers of the knees, the hips, wherever that widest point of the hip is here, the shoulders, and point just behind the ear and her ankle, we can see she's missing this one. So what she needs to do is be able to pull her hips backwards so that we don't have this slight, oh, wrong one. So we don't have this slight banana shape in her body. Now, if we actually get her to face the other way, we can see something very interesting. As she settles into this now, there. Do you see that? She just slides those hips forward, collapses down into her lower back. Then if we draw that line up from here we can see that actually most of her body is now in front of the line. So when she turns, she gives us, maybe this is a truer way that she stands, a truer posture than the first one, but most of her body is in front of that line. So homework I'm going to give her is going to be how to get those hips backwards to take pressure off this lower back, because the lower back is going to take a lot of pressure when the hips are pushed forward like this. Also, this having the center of gravity all the way up here pushes the feet down, which is going to put pressure through the knees. So we might have a reason now why her knee is hurting. But let's have a look at her from behind. So she mentioned that her left hip here is a bit sore and her right hip as well. Okay, well, the left hip, we can probably see why that's happening because she's shifted onto it. All that weight is on the left hip. So that's going to be a bit of a problem there. The right hip, the angle of the right hip is interesting. So if we take, the spine is going to be a little bit off here, coming down here, got the weight going down this side, but this side is sort of out to the side and then down. So this can actually create a bit of a problem with the muscles at the top of her hip. These ones in here, the glute minimus and medius. So those muscles might be the muscles that are actually having the problem here. All right, we've seen her from this side and we've seen her from standing. So let's have a look at her now as she bends forward. All right, so there's the imbalance. We can still see that through her pelvis. Her head is slightly off to one side. We can see that. All this is sort of not that surprising. But interestingly, she has a really good flexibility. Okay, so here we actually see quite nicely lengthening in her back and a movement backwards with her pelvis. So look at this, her hips are here and her pelvis moves backwards. So this is good. This shows that all the time in the gym that she's been working out is actually really beginning to pay off. She's looking really, really good. Okay, from behind, we're going to see that imbalance again. So head goes down, and then from the side here, it's similar to what we had before. But here's the interesting part. What can we see when she squats? All right, first of all, let's put a line down from her nose, which we know is going to be off. We know she's favoring a little bit over to the left-hand side here. She squats down. She actually lines herself up a little bit better. Can you see that? So watch her head. It starts here, and then it goes down towards the midline. This is fantastic. So now we've got a line through here. That line will be a little bit more in alignment. So it's lined up with her right eye. Okay. Good. Also, what we're not seeing, which is another good thing, is this big collapse down in the ankle here or here. The ankles are staying pretty high. Then this knee actually stays out, which is great. The left knee looks like it's bending a little bit more than the right. So there's something happening maybe in that right ankle, stopping that from happening, or maybe up into the hip. I'm not sure. We'll have a look at that in some other angles in a second. But generally, there's a lot that we can work on with that squat. Now from this side, let's have a look. I'm always interested in how the butt moves versus the knees. Which one's going to go further? So let's have a look. Okay, so the hips move back quite nicely. And the knees, when do they start to move? So she initiates it with the hips. So this is a person who knows how to squat. Now she goes down to about there. Now the knees start moving. Good. She's not rounding her back. You see that? Her back actually remains nice and straight. She's getting good length in here. A little bit compressed to the lower neck. That's something that most people do when they squat. And we're obviously not getting the hips all the way down to here. Looks to me like this left foot is going down in just a little bit. The right foot looks pretty good. Let's have a look at this from the side. Yeah. So you can really see it here. This ankle goes up and out. Watch this. Up and out with that right one until, boom, then she moves her feet. Her feet actually move outwards. Do you see that? And then that gives her a little bit more room to go down. But now we've got this collapsing on both sides as she comes down to the bottom. That is going to torque her knees and create all sorts of problems. Interestingly, initially that right side was more up and out, but now it's more down than it. So that's going to cause her problems when she squats. So we have to look at what she's doing in the gym there as well. If she's actually loading that, that is going to be problematic for her hips and knees. Let's go back to the first one, see if we see that here. So here she steps out. Not so much. Here she manages to keep the feet pretty much on the ground as she comes down. It's that second squat when she's facing away that really gives the game away. That movement, that's the one, that's the true movement, that's the one that's telling us where the problems are lying. And you can imagine this poor left hip as well. It's being loaded, and the right hip is unloaded here, but it's being held at this sort of angle, like that, more so than the angle of the other side. Here, this hip is at a way straighter angle. Well, if we put it up like this, there. Okay. And then we're going to see the same things here. All right, lastly, let's have a look at her walking now. So walking begins to show us how all this comes together. What we're looking for in walking, as we've spoken about, is a turning inwards of that back leg. All right, so we're looking here at this left leg. What can we see as she walks away from us? There. Do you see that? This is really good. She has, I'll put this in green, she has a tiny little movement of the heel outwards. There. And so far, everything is looking really, really good. That left foot goes up and through. It's still pointing downwards, which is nice. The left knee is pointing relatively forward, and the right knee is pointing relatively forward as well. There's a little external rotation there. Can you see the foot now is pointing outwards as it swings through, and then it will have to correct as it comes forward. All right, now let's look at the other leg. It's coming up, but we do not get that little internal rotation. So if we go back to the left side here, you'll see it here. That's internal rotation there. The right side, hardly any. And then we have a big external rotation. So there's that angle versus that angle. So that right leg, you can see the foot is pointing outwards. And that's going to put pressure onto that right knee, especially that inside of the right knee. And that left foot goes pretty straight, but there is a slight rolling in of the ankle as well. All right, also what we're looking for when someone walks, we're looking for their head to move a little bit left and right. Yeah, she's got a little bit there, but we also are looking for their shoulders to move, their arms to move. We want some rotation in the hips. Here, we want them to go forward with that left leg, and then we want this shoulder to go forward this way. I want the left arm to come backwards and the right arm to go forwards like this. Are we getting that? We're not getting much arm swing at all. In fact, if you look at the left arm here, see it comes forwards and backwards, okay? Now look at the right arm. Does it even come backwards at all? Not really. Maybe it's being sort of bullied or hit by this hip, not being the hip being out to the right here. But it's not getting much of a look in on the rotation. Okay, we lose focus on her a little bit here, but it will come back as she comes forwards. Okay, so let's take her through here. So we've got this right leg external rotation. Here you can see that as this foot hits, the knees actually are pointing roughly the same direction, which I like. This is good. But we can work on this. This is the potential she has here. This leg is rotating from the heel. It's rotating outwards. And just here, unfortunately, sorry, my fault. Let's just go back. The heel is rotating outwards, but the leg is rotating inwards. That's what we want. And then as it comes through to here, it starts rotating outwards. And then rather than her head moving over the line of her foot here, so her head is over here, what happens, you can see this, is the foot comes around to land underneath the head. And we want a little bit of both, right? We want the foot to move a little bit, and then we want the head to move left and right a little bit. And what she's got is less head movement, more foot movement. So we're really swinging that leg underneath her. Let's have a look at the other side and just see what that looks like here as well. Okay, so the head's now in line with the left leg, and as that right leg comes, we want to see that weight shift over to the right side. And it does, but not very much. I mean, look, her nose is only just slightly off how far it should be. So she's really not using the weight shift over to the left, over to the right here, right? She's not using this to line up the weight over this left leg. She's mainly, so I keep getting right and left mixed up, over her right leg, but she's mainly staying on that left side. All right, so that's probably part of the reason why this is getting a little bit sore. This side is constantly not being loaded properly, and then the right knee, sometimes it's fully loaded like in the squat, and sometimes it's not. So that's going to have some problems as well. All right, let's look at her running. Now, running tends to bring out even more sort of problems, or sometimes even better movements. So I'm really interested in this left leg here. So ideally we want it to be turning, remember, outwards like that. And that's actually called internal rotation, even though it's going outwards. And that looks pretty good. She's keeping things kind of straight. Let's just go back to this right ankle. Fortunately, you can see the way that has collapsed down and inwards. And so that's not going to be loading or transferring forces very effectively. You can see she's now rolling off her mid-toes here. And there, that angle here, and that big external rotation here through that knee is going to be twisting it. You can see how it's going from straight to a massive twisting motion just in the knee joint before it swings underneath and she lands. Whereas this left knee doesn't get that, doesn't get all those angles, right? It's not too bad. All right, let's have a look at her running back towards us. Oh, we don't get to see that. She didn't film that. Just running away. Yeah, that knee there, you can see it swinging out, swinging in. That's probably part of the knee problem. All right, let's have a quick look at her upper body here. So do her arms move? So we've got that's the maximal distance of that right arm here. Let's compare that to the left. So the left goes back further, and she has a little bit more rotation there as well. So we're looking at the right side again. Right foot it's going to land. How much has this right shoulder come back? Has it come back with the arm? Not really. And then we'll go left foot there. You can see that everything's moving, the shoulder's moving and so on. So we've got definitely some altered biomechanics in the way she's moving, and that's going to be affecting both hips and definitely that right knee. So we can see some things here to help her improve, and we're going to give her some exercises to help her move these hips. She can do it there, but when she's standing, we're going to get her to move these hips backwards here so that we can take load off here. When she's standing like this, we're going to give her some exercises to really help shift her weight back to that left side. So we're going to loosen up her lower back as much as we can, and then strengthen in through her hips to take pressure off that knee and get both hips working as well as they can.
Okay, I hope you liked seeing what I see when I look at people move. Now, if you would like a movement assessment, just email me using the email in the description below, and I'll be happy to take a look at you. But one caveat though, you have to be able to have your video put on YouTube like this. So if you're comfortable with that, just give me an email and we'll sort you out.